Crews in British Columbia say they now have a wildfire under control near a First Nation west of Kamloops. Nobody was reported hurt, but officials call it a good reminder of the danger early season fires can pose. Next door in Alberta, crews are also gearing up for wildfire season. After seeing some of the most devastating fires in recent Canadian history, the province says it's determined to be ready. Aaron Collins recently joined firefighters and witnessed how they're preparing for battle.
Wildfires, images of them, of the chaos they create, burnt into Alberta's collective psyche. Known simply by the names of the communities they hit hardest. Slave Lake in 2011. That fire destroyed about a third of the community. Fort McMurray in 2016.
Getting out of town just in time.
Getting the f out of Dodge. I can feel the heat here.
Nearly 90,000 people were forced from their homes during that blaze. Hard to tell from the ground, but this year's forest fire season is already officially underway, and less snow than usual on these peaks is a cause for concern, a signal that a dry summer could be on tap in the Rockies.
So, cut down a lot of trees here. Why? To create a fuel break, break in the forest, so that if we get a fire in this location, we'll have management options to contain it.
This spot just northwest of Banff, a last line of defense carved into the forest. Some trees in the area burned on purpose. All part of a plan to slow a fire's advance. The goal, protect the town down the road by managing the forest that surrounds it today. New tactics to address a shifting reality.
The climate's been changing, so our fire seasons are getting hotter and drier and longer. And we're seeing larger, more vigorous wildfires.
Now, this fire burning near Fort Chipewyan isn't real.
Lots of fuel, lots of good bucket sources though.
Yeah, not a whole lot for close pumpable water that I see yet.
Part of a simulation being run at Alberta's Wildfire Training Centre, the only facility of its kind in Canada, training hundreds of firefighters and support staff every year.
Edson Forestry, this is Alpha Victor X-Ray. I would just like to request a fire number for you.
This firefighter, a veteran, is entering his 5th season, now learning to train others.
This is obviously a simulation, but what's it like to fight a fire?
It's exciting. It's, you get there's a lot of calm before and after, and then a lot of adrenaline during, and you got to be able to switch it on, switch it off.
Of course, it's not just helicopters keeping an eye on wildfires in Alberta. A series of manned towers and unmanned drones are also in the air, all monitored and directed from a state-of-the-art command center. Alberta's strategy for fighting wildfires going high-tech, necessary to meet increasing risks even in an average wildfire season.
Even in a very normal year, you can still get some very big fires and very intense fires, and if it just happened at an unfortunate place, it'll affect people. So it's really hard to predict where they'll happen.
Now, the people and places impacted by those wildfires easy to find in Western Canada. Just 2 summers ago, a fire hit Lytton, BC, wiping the town off the map. Back at the Alberta Training Centre, a focus on preventing a similar tragedy. Today, virtual firefighting has become much more real. Firefighters learning to exit a chopper while it's still in the air.
More often than not, if you're landing on a wildfire, it's some sort of hover exit.
Pretty critical to know how to do this right.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, a lot can go wrong, so it's a pretty in-depth training course to how to do it properly and safely.
These are hack or helicopter attack crews, generally first on the scene. Approaching a forest fire from the air, assessing the danger, coming up with a plan to mitigate it. The first boots on the ground. The goal, keep wildfires in the wilderness and away from towns and cities. And that's the hope inside those communities too, places where the risk of wildfires is impossible to ignore. when we talk about forests and forest fires, like they're right here. So I mean, it's pretty evident that it's a concern if this was to light on fire, right?
Yes, exactly. So you can see that the houses are really pretty well touching the trees. So that's our wildland urban interface, what we're working on, making sure that those embers from the trees or that fire can reduce intensity before it touches the trees or touches the town site and the houses.
But the key to that is pretty basic. Clear away flammable material from around houses, keep gutters and roofs clear too. And just like the firefighters outside town, the ones here in Jasper are getting ready. Checking gear, running training programs, preparing for the fire everyone seems certain is coming.
We know that we're always a hazard, and it's just really a matter of time if it's a weather storm, lightning strike, or human caused.
Forecasters say this could be a mild season for fires in Alberta. Of course, that can change as quickly as the weather in the mountains. As for people living next to the province's forests, all they can do is hope and pray those predictions are right.
So, Aaron, regardless of the weather, firefighting always an extremely unpredictable job.
Yeah, it really is, David. I mean, just speaking to wildfire fighters for this story, I mean, they never really know what their day is going to bring. They can go from sitting around waiting to jumping into a helicopter and racing off to a fire in just a matter of minutes. But there are some certainties. I mean, these folks know it's a matter of when, not if, they're going to confront a fire. And they certainly know this is dangerous work that they've signed up for. I mean, it was just 2 summers ago in an area really not far from where we were shooting this story that a helicopter pilot fighting a wildfire crashed and died. So with another fire season here, an important reminder of how vital, but also how dangerous fighting wildfires is.
Certainly is. Aaron, thank you.